What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TD PHINS Talk with Bleacher Report. Thank y'all for tuning in right now, man. This is the Miami Dolphins post-game reaction. I'll just kick it right off and say we're frauds. All right, we're frauds. The last 4 weeks, the Miami Dolphins, they turned it around, but it was against bad teams with the exception of Buffalo, but we always play division rivals well. And we got exposed by the Pittsburgh Steelers, showing that almost everything we've done well the last 2 weeks was just the facade, and it was the opponent. Simply because, hey, we didn't run the ball all over Pittsburgh like we did the last 4 weeks over everybody. Pittsburgh didn't break on that side of the football. They didn't let us get off in the run game. As long as they didn't allow us to pop off big runs, they could deal with the 3, 4, 5 yarders at a time. Our defense started the game, looking really good, keeping us in it, but eventually they folded too. They couldn't keep up either. So everything that we were holding on to the last 4 weeks, that have we turned a corner? This is why I told everyone the last 4 games will tell us, and in the first game of those 4, we already know. We already know. The Dolphins were not a good football team this season. That's the reality. And here we are, officially eliminated from the playoffs. 3 games left and you don't even have a shot. That's the bad part of it all. You at least want to try to come down to the wire, even if you're hoping other teams win. But we're out. We're out now. We don't even have a chance. We have no shot. And that's embarrassing with 3 games left to go. And I'm going to be, I don't want to come across too harsh or be too hard, but I have to say what needs to be said, and we got to stop playing these games, and we got to stop defending mediocrity. Mike McDaniel and Tua Tagovailoa has to go now. Mike McDaniel and Tua Tagovailoa has to go now. The disgust I saw in this game, and please don't sit here and talk about Tua Tagovailoa was 22 for 28, 200 and something yards and 2 touchdowns and 1 picks. Wasn't that bad? Everything came from garbage time with 8 minutes left. But guess what? 8 minutes left shouldn't have been garbage time. 8 minutes left, you should still be fighting to win the game. And Mike McDaniel folded with 8 minutes left. Dialing up every play that's going to get you 5, 6, and 7 yards at a time. And Pittsburgh's just happy. Yeah, go ahead and keep on catching your 6-yard passes. But what you're not noticing is we started with 8 minutes and we're down to 3 minutes. Touchdown. Oh, congratulations. You just wasted almost 6 minutes to get the touchdown. Where's the sense of urgency? You're still huddling up. You still got substitutions and they're jogging. That's on Mike McDaniel. You gave up with 8 minutes left. I don't know if we threw a pass past 15 yards with 8 minutes left. That's when you got to take some occasional shots and try to get a spark. Not a 6-minute drive for a touchdown. Well, it's a touchdown. You fed right into what they wanted. Right into what they wanted. And you know what? I would give Mike McDaniel a get-out-of-jail-free card here because he's dealing with Tua Tagovailoa. Tua turned the ball over. Tua can't throw the ball down the field anymore over. He's dealing with that guy, so I would give him a pass. But the problem is we're stuck with this guy because of Mike McDaniel vouching. Mike McDaniel vouching for him. Give him the contract. That's Mike McDaniel that put his reputation on the line. So now you need to make sure that he actually put it on the line. Him and Tua must go. You'll never win a game like that with a quarterback who's limited and can only throw checkdowns and occasional 10-yarders. You'll never win. We are eliminated with 3 games left. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. And I'm sick of it because every year I come on here around this time of year and have this same conversation. When is enough enough? When is the status quo not acceptable? And all of these reports that Mike McDaniel may return, Tua may do one more year, I believe that's going to be the case too. But shame on us of even having that be the case. Clean it all out now. Clean it out. Everything must go. Go beg Buffalo for that first rounder and that third rounder for Waddle. Hope you try to get a first rounder for HN. He's that valuable now. Move on from this awful contract. Get your salary cap back. Chubb got to go. Everybody. Get all the draft capital you can and put a real GM in here who's going to get a fresh start at trying to build something special. And don't make it a condition of Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel, that was shameful with the last 8 minutes. Even the broadcaster is literally saying, I don't understand this. You're substituting, you're jogging, you're not really hurry up. We get embarrassed like this every single year. Every year, at least they did the decency of doing it in the last week of the season on the normal. Now 3 weeks still remaining and we done. We're done. You're crazy if you think it's going to get any better versus the Bengals, the Patriots. It's one more. I don't even remember. Who else we got? So frustrating because you know what, man? I'm not even going to lie. And you know what? I got to blame myself. They didn't fool me into thinking they were going to win this game, but they gave me the hope that it was possible. And what I saw on that field tonight, I lied to myself again just to even believe it. I knew, and you know, I'm not going to sugarcoat it or front here. I knew we weren't going to win this game, but the last 4 weeks, they did it again. They gave me blind hope, like maybe, what if we really are better now? We got manhandled in a modest way. Pittsburgh didn't do nothing crazy and special. No deep balls, no kick returns, no deep field goals, no big time, like crazy plays. They just one play at a time said, you can't compete with us. We're bigger, we're stronger, we're more equipped for this moment. Y'all just can't compete with us, especially not with that quarterback. They just one play at a time played a football game. Greer left this roster a mess. Here we are out here thinking we got bright spots and all of that. Everybody got handled today. They bottled HN up. The O-line was hit or miss. Tua was bad. Go look at his stat line. It make you think he had that was a good game, actually. One little mistake. Go look at the stat line. That's what he's done for 6 years now. Giving you a stat line that lies to you. That's exactly what he's given us for 6 years now. A stat line that lies. 80% of all his production came in the last 8 minutes when Pittsburgh said, take all the helpings you want underneath. Go ahead. Please just get us a real general manager and a real head coach And this time, back your head coach, because this team has forever needed real discipline and a leader of men. And you ran them out of the building because your quarterback. You defended your quarterback and not him. That's exactly what happened. You defended your quarterback and not accountability. Not hard, tough coaching. Your job is your job. I don't owe you a smile. I don't owe you a, good job. Go do your job. We ran that out of town for this. For this. Clean house. Get rid of everything. Clean house. Start fresh. You might have a few pieces that are young that you can start to build a team around and start fresh and go try to find you a legitimate, non-limited franchise quarterback that gives us real hope because they got the arm for it. They have the mobility for it. Wait till you go find that perfect guy that has a little bit of mobility in his life still, that has, is still accurate, but they also can process the field very well. They can make every throw in and outside the numbers. The deep ball is in a hope and a prayer. Just go get one of those guys and let's try to develop them, try to make them good. And let's keep trying until we do. If it don't work out, let's go find another one. But don't stick us with this. Don't stick us with the false hope. Don't do that to us. Because next year, ladies and gentlemen, this roster ain't going to get that much better. Financially, it can't get that much better unless you're going to commit to 3, 4, 5 people on the team to extend them even further, which is a no-no. It's a no-no. Chubb's gone. Tyreek's probably done at this point. Minka, undrafted free agent. I mean, not undrafted, but a unrestricted free agent. Sick of this mess, man. Yeah, I agree. I see everybody in the chat. False hope was thinking that we were going to win tonight. And I knew we weren't going to win. I knew we were going to play just like this. It was going to be a stagnant offense. The defense going to try, but then they going to collapse at the end because we don't have a quarterback that put the fear in any defense. They were out there having fun. They were out there like scheming to pick them off. And they dropped 2 interceptions. Nightwolf said this organization, I guess, needs to figure out its quarterbacks going for quicker than 6 years, 3 years max. If he ain't it, move on and reload again. It's that important. And I'm so glad you said that because you're right. We could have determined this in 3 years. See, when we got McDaniel, all it did is prolong the inevitable. He didn't fix Tua. He just loaded him with guys who were going to cover how bad he was. Tyreek Hill, the best receiver in the league at the time. You went and loaded up the talent. He didn't improve. The talent around him did. Now, he operated well in that structure, but he still never proved to ever carry us when that structure goes up against a great team and it breaks down. Against all the bad teams, yeah, we can run up 70 points and do this and do that. But every time when it mattered most, late in the season, good team, season on the line, we're undefeated with this mess. We haven't lost being bad yet in that situation. You can count on it. You can count on this exact type of game where the offense does nothing all night unless it's garbage time. Now, when you look at it, the whole stat line for the team looks totally unreal from what actually happened. Like, when you think about it, the offense had over 300 yards, I believe. But we didn't have over 300 yards. And I cannot believe Mike McDaniel fed right into Mike Tomlin in that coaching staff, having Tua go out there and get all of these 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 yard completions, and they just letting you run the clock out. We don't have no urgency, and they're like, hey, just let them keep going. Let's just play cover 2. They switched their whole defensive flow, went into cover 2 and just let us keep getting the underneath. And I bet there are people that really think, man, we picked it up at the end. We need to start like that. This is what I'm talking about. Let's stop being so easily deceived. This team could not match up with Pittsburgh tonight. The entire game. The back end garbage time, that stop. Stephen Ross got a clean house. He got to do better for the fan base. Did Tua really have a 113 rating? Y'all see what I'm talking about? Somebody just put in the chat that Tua had a 113 rating. You can't make this up. This is exactly why this man had a 113 rating. Oh, yeah. I got to talk to Omar this week. I don't want to hear nothing about rating again. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. I appreciate y'all coming through here on Bleacher Report. It's okay, man. We're not in the playoffs right now, but don't worry about it. We're gonna talk about what this team needs to do going forward. We're gonna get it going, man. We're gonna figure out the future. We're gonna start talking about the future because that's the reality. We're gonna talk about the future, man, because the only thing that I'm holding out hope for now is that Stephen Ross does right by the organization and make sure that whoever's in charge clean it out. It's time for everything in that building got to go almost, man. It needs to be cleaned out. Fresh start. Just throw the whole thing away. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you want to catch me over on YouTube, make sure you come over to my page, TD PHINS TALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. But you know what? Like we've said all year, even though we've struggled, fins up no matter what. No matter what. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button on YouTube. We are still live. I do the post game on Bleacher Report. But we are still live on YouTube for the 5th quarter of this game. So y'all give me a second, just setting everything up. Because I'm gonna drop the link eventually as well. But I gotta talk more. All right. Shout out to Blacksmith, showing love to the channel. I take Jay Fiedler over Tua anytime. Yeah, I take anybody. You basically said get Cam Ward and Tuna. He sucks. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. We got options though, y'all. The Dolphins have options. They just have to really invest in it. We have options at the quarterback position for next year. We just got to be willing to invest in it. Because believe it or not, that may sound like a joke, or just like a pass by comment, but Tennessee might actually be willing to trade for Cam Ward. You might be able to say, hey, Tennessee, man, we want to offer you a 2nd round pick and see what McDaniel. Not McDaniel got to go. See what the next coach can do with Cam Ward and build this thing the right way. Y'all may think I'm joking about this, but even the Shadur Sanders, I would trade because to me, he's another Tua. He just needs, literally, he just needs a team around him, really. He's more mobile than Tua. He can throw the deep ball as good as anybody in the NFL, and he can throw outside the numbers. And I'm not saying he'll be the answer, but it's worth hey, come on in here while we rebuild and let's see what you can do. Let's see if you can grow. And you might be able to get away with a nice draft pick there, maybe a second or something, because Cleveland know what time it is. And somebody said in the chat, I'm not looking for another product QB. I think you mean project. I get it, but we're in project QB mode. Think about it. Like, we don't have the draft capital to move up in the top. Even if we lose these last 3 games, we still probably drafting in the teens at this point. We're not gonna get a top 7 pick. Even if we lose out, we ain't getting a top 7 pick to be able to maneuver up for a guy. And if you want somebody in the 2nd, 3rd round anyway, that's good, but they're gonna fall, then that's a project anyway. But there's some options. But for God Almighty, please do not go get no Kyler Murray. And I just feel it. I feel it in my spirit. Kyler Murray gonna be on this team. It's just so Dolphin. Just don't do it. They like they're the perfect team to be like, hey, Miami, we having problems too. Let's do this Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff trade. Let's just swap them. And we handle our own money. I could see us swapping Tua with another good enough not to be good enough quarterback. I'm telling you. And again, if that happens, I'm going to give Murray a fair chance in another location, but I don't believe in him. Yeah, he mobile, but I don't know, man. Yeah, he too small, but I'm telling y'all now, that's one of them guys that could end up being a Dolphin next year, man. Kirk Cousins. Telling you. Kirk Cousins and you know what? I don't want Kirk Cousins either at this point, but I'd at least have hope with Kirk Cousins, though. I ain't gonna lie. I would have a little bit of hope with Kirk Cousins. That's if Tyreek was healthy. So I don't know what they're going to do with that. Trade up for Mendoza with what capital? I'm telling you who's going to trade up for Mendoza, y'all. I mean, let me look at the draft. Like the current draft standings. Let me look at that. Before I do, let me read the super chats. Thank y'all for blessing the channel. TD, as a diehard Finn fan, I'm with you. Everything gotta change. Have to find a franchise QB and go from there. Exactly. We're wasting talent on a nobody QB. It's not McDaniel, it's Tua. Never-ending pain. I agree, but McDaniel got paid for this. He the reason why we got handcuffs on right now. Might have to deal with this guy another year. He the reason. He the reason. And again, I told y'all, man. I really want y'all to think about that, man, because you know what? Things are coming full circle right now. I want y'all to really think about it. Do y'all know what we've been through for the last 6 years? The arguments, the hate. People don't win as far as death threats to me and my kids and stuff, man. Just because I told y'all this was y'all quarterback. Oh, because I told you it wasn't personal. Why do I gotta have something against Tua? Why would I hate Tua? I just told y'all a long time ago before we drafted him, I'm not a believer when I did my breakdowns and my analysis of his college stuff. I'm not a believer. I didn't care nothing about the 60-5, 60-7 games versus terrible Alabama State they played and all the terrible teams. I went back and I studied this man 7 games against ranked teams. And for those who don't know, he played 7 games in college against ranked teams. That's what I went and studied. And literally, like 6 out of those 7 games, he either started out bad or he made some bad mistakes. Terrible. National championships. I did my research, not to hate on our future quarterback, but to understand and see if I believe that he would be good enough. And I formulated an opinion based off of the research I did. Not because I hate this man or I don't like this man. You go watch some film and you see things and that's concerning to you, you're going to say, I don't think he's the guy. But most of y'all that come at me didn't even do your homework. You just believed in him because he won a natty and made a big throw. Don't hate Tua Tagovailoa. I don't know the man. Just telling you what I see. Just telling you what I see. And the crazy thing is, this has been here all along. This has been here all along. All along, it's been here. And so many different factors made people make excuses of why. No, see, this has been here, man. This has been in our face for the longest. Man, I'm exhausted, man. Everything I done been through the last 6 years. Y'all got to understand, do y'all see the journey we all went on? Some of y'all was here day one. Do y'all see this long journey we went through together? And I told y'all 4 years ago, this rebuild failed and it's about to get worse before it get better. And no, I actually told y'all, I said, it's going to actually get better because of all the talent, but it's going to end in a terrible, miserable crash. What's baffling to me is so many people didn't see it. And to this day, actually are still making excuses for it. We have gotten to the point to where we've changed the narrative so much that, oh man, Tua lost mobility this year, and that's why it's just never going to be the same. That's y'all soft landing. Stop. This ain't just because he lost some, and I acknowledge he has lost some mobility this year. But if you think that's the reason, he been showing you this bad play. He just doing it even more consistent now because he ain't got the safety belts helping him with Tyreek and stuff. In a better defense. And as soon as the run game start carrying, y'all thinking he's back. Oh, he's a McDaniel and Tua Tagovailoa gotta go. If y'all ever want our team to be better and do better, they gotta go. Stop arguing about it. Call it what it is. We ain't gotta have the Tannehill 7 again. Call it the Tua 6. Do we have to go have Tannehill year 7 version? That's what we're about to experience next year. The Tannehill year 7. If we keep now, we don't have to wait. Let's go. Let's move on. It's like some fear, man. And we baited ourselves into this, but I'm going to tell y'all something. I may sound frustrated and down, which I am, but I'm about to be real excited real soon. I'm about to get real excited real soon in the near future, in coming weeks, because I know the end is near of this whole little project. I just hope they don't extend it out one more year, but I told y'all this ain't nothing but a prison sentence. And I told y'all this from day one, and I told you the only thing that sucked for me this entire 6-year period, well, 3-year period, because I thought we were headed in the right direction building a team the first 3 years until we took our quarterback side over the head coach and got a new head coach. But right when that happened, I knew from that point that this was it. This was it. This is going to crash miserably. But one thing I'll tell you, as soon as we hire our next GM, I'm going to get excited because it's a new chapter. And this is my team. I love them. I'm going to root for my team, good or bad. But we're just going to take another journey. I don't know who the quarterback going to be. We might say we do move up in the draft and get a Mendoza. I'm going to do my quarterback evaluations. I haven't done them. I got to go look at these kids because the Dolphins could be taking a quarterback in the draft. It's still possible. Anything's on the table. But what I will tell you is in the first round, getting a tackle, a guard, a receiver, a safety, whatever we get on this roster outside of a quarterback isn't going to fix this team. It's just going to be another piece that we're building with. So now we got to find our quarterback. And when I do my evaluation, and if they're one of the quarterbacks that I love, I'm going to tell y'all why. And we're going to judge them just like we judge Tua every week. What they did well, what they didn't do well, small intangibles, the good, the bad. I just hope my pre-draft analysis doesn't say don't get that guy and we get him. Because I'm telling you, it ain't hard. It ain't hard to see. If you really go watch film, you know what the quarterback's truly responsible for and what they're not. I'm telling y'all now, you don't have to listen to me. Everybody got their theories out here. Everybody got their belief on what happened to Tua and stuff. I'm going to say this. Most of y'all are going to brush it off. But you want to know why Tua's regressing so bad? Because he's actually trying to read defenses and process the field. He's actually trying to do it. Tua ain't spot throwing as much this year. And every big play we had tonight was a spot throw. A little dabbing in that bag. But for the most part with the offense, this offense is no longer a spot throwing offense anymore. That's what McDaniel was trying to get out of, and Tua's failing. Actually reading defenses and processing the field. That's why he's delayed. That's why he ain't letting it rip. That's why he has to see it open before he do it, because he's not an elite processor that y'all kept saying he was. It's a funny thing about when you put the ball in a spot on time and the receivers on time, it looks like everybody elite. Y'all got fooled. Y'all thought you knew ball. That wasn't elite anticipation and processing. It was simply spot throwing with timing. And how many times did you hear, trust the receivers, got to trust the receivers? Man, you're supposed to trust the receiver to keep the ball in his hand, not be to a spot. Traditionally, when a quarterback say, I trust my guy, it's because you put it up to them and they go get it. Not I trust them to be in the spot at the time they supposed to be in the spot. All that crap new. That ain't normal. Y'all normalized it. Y'all normalized it and tried to make it an elite trait. It ain't elite because it'll get you caught up. It can get you baited. They'll tell you what to throw to and scheme against it. Every time Tua throw a pick, a lot of times the defense is giving it to you, but they're hoping you look at it to take it, and they got a contingency plan to get you. And y'all didn't see this. Most of y'all, some of y'all got it after I explained it. You didn't see it. Elite anticipation. Stop. We turned timing and spot throwing into elite processing. Trust me, they look similar when it works. But when it doesn't work, you can see the difference. The problem is when it doesn't work, y'all go back and be like, well, you know, this guy here didn't do this, or, oh, his feet were off, or this or that. Y'all make you're still not even understanding what's actually happening on the field. Not even realizing what's happening on the field. Disgusting stat padding from McDaniel for his boy Tua in garbage time when in real game time he was shameful. I bet old man Ross went to bed early and will wake up to be hoodwinked by the QB rating. Hey, man, you're hitting it right on the head, because that's what this is about. This is about Tua literally having a 113 passer rating, and he was garbage in this game. And Pittsburgh allowed this man to go down the field at the end to eat the clock up. I mean, it got so bad, Pittsburgh called a timeout. They're like, y'all don't want to call it? All right, let's get one in. That's how bad it got. And people are going to look at all those dink and dunk completions that help the completion percentage, help the yardage, help the touchdowns with a 113 rating, tell you Tua ain't as bad as y'all think. See, the casuals that don't even really watch all the games, they look at the overall passer rating. Oh, you know, he's still a solid passer rating quarterback. Watch the freaking games. I told y'all he was the worst quarterback you can have because he's good enough not to be good enough. This is all about Tua. And people say, why you always got to make it about Tua? Because it doesn't matter about a running back or an old lineman playing bad. If they play good, he still ain't going to take you to the promised land. He's not going to take you to the promised land. I can't stand that the Patriots doing so good. Like, look at the little Patriots, big balling again. In one season, they already exceeded all of McDaniel's seasons. In one season, they've already had more success than all of McDaniel's seasons. Make it make sense. With 10 times more talent. 10 times more talent. Can't tell me who over there in New England. Who's the big name in New England? A second-year quarterback and an older wide receiver? And that quarterback making plays with a worse team. With the worst team. Can't make it up, man. I need Tua to take a jet to holiday. Jet to holiday. Do y'all realize how hard it's going to be next year to even build a competitive team? And on top of it, nobody big time going to want to come to Miami because you got to spend money. And Omar made a good point. With Stephen Ross's first year of a GM or a coach, he's never spent money. Come in and evaluate it all. What do you think? We right back in this position. And it took us 6 and maybe even 7 years to be in the next one. Constant situationships. We need a head coach, we need a general manager, and we need a quarterback. We need all three. We need all three. And let me tell you the kicker to it all. There is a chance, y'all, that the new GM, new coach, new quarterback, they're going to be set up for failure right away. And then will we panic and fire them right away and say, we're not taking this anymore? Or will we be patient? Because whoever comes in, guess what? They got to inherit Chop Robinson, who I don't even know. I know he played tonight, but I'm saying it to make a point. He ain't did nothing. He ain't been nothing this year. You play some bad teams and finally get a sack or two here and there, and all of a sudden you had to remind you who I was. Oh, we know who you are. You got the new general manager and head coach. They got to deal with Jonas Savanaya for the next 2 years or so. They got to deal with Kenneth Grant, and these are all high-profile draft picks that ain't showing up. They ain't helping enough this year. They told us the guys we draft this year, we're going to get guys that contribute day one. As soon as they got in the draft, everything they got was a project. This goes back to 2 years ago when you drafted Chop. How you in the first round, you drafted a project, a pass rush specialist. You don't get specialists in the first round. At the defensive end position, you don't get a guy that you want to favor. Oh, you don't even favor him on third down, by the way. It's second down. It's like, man, anyway. The next general manager might have to be stuck with Kenneth Grant. You can't move on, even if he doesn't play well, because you invested a high draft pick on it. Jonas Savanaya. What you gonna do about Austin Jackson? Do you extend him because he losing his guarantees? Brooks is actually a bright spot. Do you keep him or do you trade him for an asset? Brewer is a bright spot. Do you keep him or do you trade him? Because these guys are going to want extensions, and a new general manager, he's not trying to lock nothing down right away for no long term. You might be good in zone blocking, but the coach we bring in might not even want a zone block. The next general manager and coach they literally might have to be stuck with some nuggets here and there that we might have blew those draft picks too, y'all. They're young. We're not going to say they're not going to turn it around or get better, but we might have blew those too. And we going to judge the new GM and coach and quarterback off of that? Chris Greer did a number, man, and I blame Stephen Ross and those advisors in that office. And I'm telling you, here's the crazy part. It all could have been solved 2 years ago if you just made him play on his fifth-year option, didn't give Ramsey an extension, they gave everybody an extension. You never had to. Do y'all know if we had somebody in that front office that put their foot down and said right is right and wrong is wrong, do not do it, I put my job on the line, and if we actually didn't do it, do y'all know we would be in a better, even if we were a bad team, we would be in a better position because we wouldn't have the fear of the future. We would have money because we didn't sign that big old quarterback contract. We wouldn't have extended Ramsey and traded him the next season from disgruntledness. We wouldn't have extended Jonnu and traded him. Like we out here throwing out money like it's candy. We wouldn't have gave Tyreek another guaranteed year. He had started to be an obvious distraction anyway. Which, by the way, we sure did a good job ignoring his off-field distractions as if it was just anybody, we would have been drafting memos on how they're not on the team anymore because that type of behavior we will not tolerate. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Even from even if it's alleged, we would have been a little bit more firm. But it was Tyreek. We could have actually been off of all of this 2 years ago, been going into free agency in the draft next year with assets and a ton of cash. We could have already next year been like, all right, we're still building. This is year 2 of restructuring this thing. But no, we listened to Mike McDaniel go advocate for Tua to get a contract he didn't earn, and then he became worse as a player and worse, even worse the next year after that. Mike got to go. Mike got to go. Mike vouched for this position. Mike got to go. It's his problem. He never distanced himself. I don't care nothing about, he ain't going to throw his quarterback under the bus. You can't expect that. Man, distance yourself because the obvious is obvious and you try not to show that. No. I'm not naive to. I understand, man. It's hard. You got to get a lot of things right to have a successful team, y'all. You gotta get the right GM. Like, you can get the wrong GM and make all the right moves after that, and it's still the GM screw it up. You got to get the right GM. You got to get the right head coach. See, what we need in our organization is we need fundamental standards. And what I mean by that is you need to say, here's the type of general manager we need. One that is a great scout, who's going to make some really good, like has a philosophy. Let me tell you what I mean by that, right? You got to have a philosophy. Do you see how Brian Flores brought his philosophy from day one when he said, I look for guys with good eyes, hands, feet. They move well with their feet. They use their hands well. They use their eyes well. Like a prototype. You know what you're looking for in a player. And you know the scheme you want to run and how they can fit into it. The general manager knows that and is aligned with the head coach. This is what we want to run. Not just going grocery shopping, saying, let me go pick up some things and here, go make the meal. Y'all both have to know what the meal should look like at the end of cooking so that you can actually find the players that the coach really believes can fit that system. And you got to be lockstep. And that lockstep was killed early on with Flores and Greer because they had some differences in personnel, and Tua was in the middle of that. And we chose that to advocate for Tua, and this is where it's gotten us. This is where it's gotten us. And we got to be honest about it. We'll take Waddle off your hands in the offseason. Now we got to beg and hope that the offer's the same. Okay, give us that first and that third. Because we should have took it then. This is what I was telling y'all. Oh, no, you don't get rid of your best player. We ain't there yet. We still got a chance. You were supposed to take that first and that third. Do y'all know how? And let's be honest. What has Waddle done? What has Waddle done? He out here struggling trying to get to that 1,000, and Tua ain't helping him every week. What, he had 26 yards tonight on 2 catches? What is Waddle doing? He had 50 yards last week getting paid like a number one. He got 40 yards the week before that. He had 52 yards the week before that. I mean, does the man have a 100-yard game? One? Come on, man. Y'all out here crying over Waddle. No, you don't trade Waddle. Man, you could have had a first and a third. I don't care if Buffalo finishes and it's the 25th pick, 26th, or whatever. It could be 31 as far as I care, as long as it ain't 32. But it could be 31. You take that first and that third. Well, it was the following year's one. Even better. They are more likely to collapse next year than right now. That roster ain't going to get no better. They strapped with cash. That's why they got to win. You're supposed to take that. And we passed up on it. Malpractice. I agree. Imagine Herbert with Waddle, but guess what? We're going to go through the next 2 years. Waddle still as a younger guy, and we're going to blow his youth. Remember, Waddle got 2 more years for his youth. Then he's a veteran receiver. And we know how that goes. He just starts to fade and become another guy who can make plays, but he becomes another guy. That speed is still good, but not what it was. He's still a threat, but not a fearful one. Like, what we doing? Man, you go trade Waddle, you try to get a first for Achane, you get rid of everything and get every asset you can. And matter of fact, if I'm the next team, I want the asset to be in 2027. I don't even want no draft picks this year. I don't even want no draft picks this year. I don't want a general manager to come in fresh and be like, in 2 months, I got to get a first round pick at 15. Oh, who am I going to get? Him and the coach ain't even on the same page of how they want to build it yet or who they want to get rid of. We really in get rid of mode. I don't even want a draft pick. I'm be honest with y'all. If I'm Miami, man, I'm gonna look at one of these bum teams and be like, hey, 15, whatever we draft, I'm expecting somewhere around like 12 or something. Hey, who want this number 12 pick? It's right here. Give me your second next year. Give me your second this year and your first next year. And you might get it. Pick up an extra second round pick, try to get you a guard or a corner or a safety, something that has great value at that draft pick. Get it in the second round with your own second round pick, and now you got another first for next year. And you got the Waddle first, hopefully. And maybe an Achane first or second. Like, you got to hoard these things up for 27. TDIF and hate tuna. Don't hate the man. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Don't hate him, hate his game. He's just a man. It ain't his fault. See, y'all think I say this as a dig, but it's the toughest thing that you got to say. You got to be honest. You can't hate him. He just ain't good enough to be good enough. I know he wouldn't like to hear that, but that's just the reality. And as fans that are fans of his, you don't want to hear it either, but it's the reality. It kind of sounds insulting, but it's the most truthful thing you can say. So don't hate him. Hate his game. He's not good enough. Who am I to tell him that? But I'm just telling y'all, he ain't good enough. And for him, he ain't got to listen to me. He shouldn't. Who is this guy saying I ain't good enough? Of course. But as spectators and fans, it is what it is, man. We got to stop this mess. I know you love him. I know you want him to succeed. I know you love every game he plays and you want him to do well. He ain't good enough. He ain't good enough, man. Let me read some of these super chats because people are blessing the channel, and I respect that. your hard-earned monies that you donated. So I'm going to read them. Let me pull them up real quick. Tua had a 113 rating in cold weather, elite. Yeah, my point exactly, man. The key to beating the Dolphins is forcing Tua to beat you. Absolutely commit everything to stopping the run game and daring Tua to beat you, which he can. And he'll make some plays, but he also gonna blow some. My man TD, I'm with you. At the end, it's all about what the new GM for now and wait where we were wait where we were going. Bottom line, it's all it's gonna be. We put ourselves in this position. Carrie said Chad Alexander for GM. TD, I gotta do that too. We gotta look into candidates. And we got to talk about candidates. Listen, this offseason, this probably going to be my most busy offseason. So if you really want to understand this team and really dive in, I'm going to be honest, man. The channel is like school, especially when we rebuilding. This is where you learn ball. This is where you get to actually break down resumes of general managers. This is where you get to look at, like I don't do like other people. Let me tell y'all, man. And y'all know I never compare me to other creators and stuff like that because I love them all and I don't got no time for drama. But I'm sorry. I'm not like everybody else when it comes to evaluating. I'm going to actually look at all the data. I'm going to be fair about it. So for those who know, when we were looking for our head coach with Brian Flores, we went through every candidate, the ones rumored and everything. We went through like 12 candidates. We looked at their resume. See, I don't care that you came from a good line or a tree. Oh, the Shanahan or the Patriots front office. I don't care about all that. What was the resume? Same thing with a head coach. We breaking it down. Oh, he was a great head coach. That's what got you Adam Gase, because he lived off the name of a quarterback. Everybody, not only did Adam Gase fool the Dolphins, but what's even worse is the Jets. Y'all let him fool y'all after we realized he fooled us? Why? Man, he knows, we struggle at quarterback, and he's been a quarterback whisperer. The man ain't never been a quarterback whisperer. You gonna sit here and tell me you really gonna think that he was the reason Peyton Manning was great? And it's too many people live off of talent. And y'all think they great coaches because they got a great record or whatever. Show me somebody who takes a unit with no names and make them somebody. And that's why I was an advocate for Flores. Because everything he's done in his entire coaching career, he's done more with less. That's when you know you got a coach. You could take a group of guys and make a name for them. We break down all the prospects and we don't sugarcoat it. I don't trust in this resume. I like this resume better. It has less success, but look what he was able to do. He took the 28th passing unit to 13. And I look at the roster and I don't see any high-rated players, or maybe one or two. I break it all down. It got to make sense. Too many casual fans living off of names and reputations. This is a new NFL. You got to get it right. You got to make the right selections. I'm watching this play where Tua had the ball, look like 20 seconds in his hand. Salute to Jason, just became a member of the channel. Welcome to the family, brother. Thank you. We about to go on a journey, Jason. That's why I always coined this channel Home of the Real Dolphin Fans, because year round we invested in what's going on with this team, what decisions they make, who are the candidates, what are the best selections. Let's see which one they make. Let's judge everything they do so we understand. That's why a lot of times I can see the end in the beginning. People be like, man, you were right again, TD. You know what? I'm going to stand out there and say it. The only time I'm wrong when I'm trolling. Only time I'm wrong when I'm trolling. I'm probably a 95% right when I ain't trolling, and I'm just telling y'all the truth. I'm only wrong when I'm trolling. That's why I'm wrong talking about the Bills all the time, because I don't like them. Deal Waddle out. Let him go be successful. Asset. I agree. Man, they're going to hold on for dear life. See, they're going to think they're going to try to approach this another way next year. All right, we got to get back healthy. Let's try to figure out this. These guys, they'll grow older another year, more experience. Man, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't run this back again. Aaron Rodgers in the cold weather, 85% completion. No stat padding. Orchestrated the offense tonight. Let's get something straight. Pittsburgh Steelers offense tonight, you saw Aaron Rodgers orchestrating it, playing his tricks, catching 12 men on the field. It was supposed to be a run, but he see the blitz and hurry up and just hit the guy right away. Like all of this stuff, this is what you look for in a franchise quarterback. And the saddest part about it, don't give me no, oh, well, Tua's still fairly, not that season. He should start doing it soon. Drake May out here doing that crap right now. Drake May out here doing that mess right now. Drake May out here doing it now. Call it protections and all. Leave me alone. You jumping on the Herbert bandwagon for the playoffs? I've never been on Herbert's bandwagon. I just acknowledge how good of a quarterback he is. And he has the tools that's worth giving the contract and continuing to develop. He always had the tools. And are you not seeing it full circle this year and doing it with the circumstances Tua has never been able to do it under, while hurt, while the O-line is bad, ain't really got a plethora of weapons, still doing it. Shaking off sacks, throwing while being sacked, making the big plays. So no, I'm not on a Herbert's bandwagon. I respect great play. I don't have to poop on you. Now, if I'm on AFC East and this is a rival thing, I'm going to poop on you if I can. And sometimes I'm going to be honest there too. Tua has never been in Herbert's league. I'm not letting some 2023 stats try to tell me that he has. No. Never. And I do believe Herbert might have some big-time success this season in the playoffs. They are the most underrated team in the AFC. Everybody said, yeah, let's see what he do without that O-line now. Yeah, that hand broke. I don't know. He can't grip. Like, guys, he's protecting the ball. Doesn't matter. And then he's adding a mobile part to his game, being like Josh Allen. He's been more deadly. Swept the Chiefs. And don't get me started with that first game where he absolutely shredded the Chiefs. So I don't have to get on his bandwagon. I just got to be honest and acknowledge great quarterbacks. That's it. TD, I hear you and respect your insight, but why should we as fans have confidence in the organization making the right moves moving forward? Seeing is believing. And this, I'm so glad you said that. Here's why. Because this is actually this is a heart-to-heart conversation right here from that question. This is where I truly feel like the fandom supersedes anything. I get not trusting them to make the right decisions again. But let me tell you the one thing all fans have to do. Give everything a fresh chance. Because that's the only thing a fan should owe their team. Because first of all, a fresh chance means they are trying to change. Whether they get it right or not, a fresh start means they're trying. So the one thing I believe fans do owe the team is to give every new beginning a fresh chance and evaluate it from there. And if it's sucking, we right down back to talk about how much it's sucking. This is why there hasn't been a week in Tua Tagovailoa's entire career where every Sunday that man played, I didn't come out here and say, Tua, time to chat. All right, let's go, Tua. Let's have a good game. No matter how I feel about him as a quarterback not being good enough, I have never started a game writing him off. I have given him every single game he has ever played the proper respect of another opportunity. Now, hey, if by the third quarter I'm kicking and screaming about how garbage he is because he earned it in the game. And sometimes as early as the first quarter. But I have always given him every week as a fresh beginning, and nobody can say I haven't. Anybody who follow this channel, you know I have. You know I have. Because as a fan, it's wartime. All the X's and O's and talking about it goes out the window because it's wartime now. We're in the trenches. Who are you? And I'm looking for a new person every week. He just was always the same person to me. So it's not about having confidence in the organization making the right decisions moving forward. It's just about the new beginning because it could be the one. It may not, but it could be. And as a fan, I want to ride their wave. I told y'all this a long time ago. Like NBA, right? When I was a kid, I never had a team. I saw my dad miserable, crying about the Heat every year. I never gravitated to him. At least with the Dolphins, they would lose, but Marino would at least get them to the playoffs or something. And, they had some, Marino. But the Heat, they depressed my daddy every year. And I'm watching him on the couch like, oh, I just never held on to the Heat. Never. I never said, yeah, this is my team because I never witnessed anything worth, yeah, this is my team. That's when you're down bad. This was before D Wade and Shaq. This was Alonzo Mourning and those guys. Some solid players, but they never could get over the hump. So I became a player fan. And first players I ever loved was Allen Houston and Latrell Sprewell with the Knicks. Shockingly, the Knicks. I just love watching Allen Houston and Latrell Sprewell. Allen Houston would have that one hard dribble, pull up, quick little mid-range. They didn't even like taking threes. They mid-range gods. Sprewell was aggressive. I loved him. Next thing you know, as a kid, I'm witnessing Allen Houston retire and Sprewell go to Minnesota. Fell in love with KG, Sam Cassell, Hoiberg, Ogunleye, Zerbiak. I remember that team. They went to the Western Conference Final. And then KG said, I got to get up out of here. And he went to Boston. He went to Boston for the first time. I actually fell in love with a player because I'm about the underdog. That's why I was hoping Tua gave me that underdog story that I could actually really appreciate him instead of just blindly believing. I could appreciate the growth. He never gave it to me. But it was Rajon Rondo. That's why I always talk about Rondo. I respect players like D Wade, Rondo. Nobody thought that you would be anything, but you made a name for yourself and played well. That's how and when they won that championship, I watched every single game, every single minute, because I declared I'm a Boston Celtics fan now. I'm a Rondo fan, but you know what? People talk about, well, you don't have a team. You following all these players. Pick a team. And Rondo made me say I'm a Celtics fan for the rest of my life now. But my whole point to all of this is that championship year, it was the first full year I became a full-time Celtics fan. period. That's my team. But I actually witnessed greatness. I watched every game. I watched them win a championship. And I never felt like that in my life. I'm rooting for you. I like you. And you get the ultimate prize. You celebrate. It's the best feeling in the world. And ever since then, I just wanted that feeling with the Dolphins. But you're never going to feel that if they sneak up and just shock you. You got to feel it going through the process of building with them. Just like the Celtics. I remember they went overseas that year for the summer for camp. And they build everything up piece by piece. And I remember going through that process, and it's one of the best feelings. One of the best feelings. I just want to feel that with the Dolphins because it would be 10 times more because I know how much harder it is for the ultimate 53-man sport, the game. I want to see them build something special and get to the promised land, hoist the trophy. Like, look at what this team built. Wow. And this is my team. Real bragging rights. That's all I wanted to pursue. I want to feel that with the Dolphins. I like this team. It's my team forever. So the journey, I love the rebuild part. But if it turns out to something, it's going to be so great. So that's why this is my favorite part. I know we're going to be rebuilding. So every move to get to that point, I just hope we can get there. And it's hard. It's a long way away. That's what I'm hoping for. Let me get back to these super chats. Thank y'all for blessing the channel again. Until we get real about this QB and coach, we done. I agree. There's people still out here making excuses, y'all. Tua was laughing down 13 points. Fourth quarter, I'm done. What's new? You can't be done today. He's been doing that for a while. Freaking sucks. We on draft time now. Yeah. Keep Champ Kelly as GM and Tomlin for coach. Champ is a friend of mine. I coach for his kids' football camp. He is the right choice. I don't mind Champ. See, I think you need to, if you brought it, see, this is where my theories come in. I think Champ been brought in to replace Greer. When you buy it, bring a guy in to be a specialist over here, but keep his eyes on stuff. I feel like this been in the works, but make sure I'm not opposed to giving Champ an opportunity, but I got to take him through my ringer of resume as well with other candidates when the time comes. But I think you at least, nothing's wrong with giving him 1 year while we clean stuff up. But I still think Champ already made a bad mistake. He should have traded Waddle. He should have traded Waddle. And here's the crazy thing. The stipulation to it all, everybody keeps saying the stipulation was it was a next year first, a 27 first instead of 26. People say, well, the current year is worth more than the last year. Not for a rebuilding team. I don't care that it's a 27. Not for a rebuilding team. Now, if you're going after it and you need players now that's going to impact or replace somebody, then okay. But I don't know why we turned down the 27 first round and third rounder for Waddle. I'm still baffled with that. I don't care nothing about the talent. Listen, man, this whole project is done. Statistically, Waddle got 2 more years of greatness. Now, he might have 10 more of greatness, but I'm just going off of statistics. So we'll see, man. I ain't got a problem with Champ, though. I don't mind him getting a nod. But clean this out. Clean this out. We all knew what was going to happen tonight. Matter of fact, I got to check with y'all. Tell me in the chat. Yes or no? Did we all know this was going to happen tonight? Yes or no in the chat. Be honest. I mean, we knew, right? We just another 4-game win streak. Could it be different? Even though this is less than we ever had, they've always put us in positions like this and failed. And this is a lesser of a team. What made us think that all of a sudden we turned the corner? HN, even though he's running the football well, we're not running the football better than we did in 23. But we glorified this 4-game streak as if the running game is like transformatively godly. And I kept telling y'all on the low, I kept saying, I don't know if this is legit. Every time I look up, HN in the backfield with 3 people around him for -5, but he turned it into 9. That ain't a run game. That's an athlete making plays for you. That's not a run game. And these are bad competition. We did exactly what Pittsburgh wanted us to do tonight. Run the ball. We're going to give you your 3 to 5 yards. But on 2nd and 3rd, we're going to take that away and force Tua to throw the short passes, in which even on the short down situations, he ain't doing well. I'm telling you, when you watch film now, y'all are going to say to y'all, well, I watched the film and there wasn't a lot of people open. I mean, it was a few opportunities, but not a lot of people open. There's never a lot of people open, but the ball's still coming anyway. And as long as the timing is on, they all of a sudden open. Like, go back in the past when Tua was timing, putting it in the spot. Nobody's open. They just running through the spot and guys missing the tip by that. And it looks so perfect and precise. He's not firing those anymore because he's starting to get picked off more than it, not more than it's working, but the picks are coming like every 20 throws. Before, you could live with every 40 throws he throw a pick. Now they come in every 20. That's a dagger. The game be that minuscule, y'all. Sometimes it's that simple. You go from throwing a pick once every 40 times to once every 20. In your mind, once out of 20 ain't terrible. Yes, it is. When you can go 40 throws without throwing a pick, you feel good. You feel good. Everything flowing. You're winning. But 1 out of every 20, you letting somebody in every game. Bad turnover in every game. And we survived his turnover tonight because our defense stopped him right after he threw the pick. We survived that. He just wasn't a factor. See, that's Tua's problem. He's just not a factor. Whether the run game isn't going, nothing's open. All right, we need you to be the guy. He's not a factor. He's Tua is seat 7B. Tua is seat 7B. He's another passenger on this whole team. He not in the front row. He not driving the bus. He not fixing it. He's in row 7B. He's another guy on the team. And that's the problem. Your quarterback can't be just in a row. He just can't be going along with the ride. Hey, we got a flat tire. Everybody get off and help. Okay, we're coming. And he get out of his seat and go up there and help with the jack. That's who he is. He and see Tua's seat 7B, man. Yeah, that's my new saying. Tua is seat 7B. Somebody said 33F. He on the plane now. Hey, we can use the plane as the analogy. 33F. No, don't put him in the window. F is a window. He's he 33 C or D. He in the row. He in the aisle. Don't put that man in the window. He ain't in no window seat. Man, you need a quarterback in that cockpit or at a minimum in first class. Maybe even the big seats. Not the first class, but the you know them the medium seats. Nah, man, he back there and coach with TD. That's where he is, man. That's the reality. And this is what I've been warning y'all every year for years, right? What have I been saying to y'all? Every year for years, I say the same thing. What happens when the team take your running game away? Huh? What happened when what happened when the team take your running game away? What happened when the defense ain't playing well? It's gonna come down to the quarterback or the defense playing well and they take away your running game. Now what? Like, how many times we gonna say, well, we didn't run the ball well? Every week, half the teams in the NFL don't run the ball well. You're going to have half of your games you do not run the ball well. People act like just because you're good at something, that's what it got to be every week. If you lean on that, then you got to die on that. The more things you can lean on, the less you die by. But if you only got one or two things you lean on, you're likely still going to die by those things. I agree. The lack of urgency was embarrassing. Like, people need to look at the intangibles of this game. Too much embarrassing moments and embarrassment. Too much of this is common sense, and I can't believe we went through the ringers arguing about this for years, y'all. All from a name to be thrown in the dirt, scattered through the mud. This fake narrative. TD not even a real Dolphin fan. He got channels of other teams. He waited till one of them stuck, and then he was a fan of that team. You know, as people still inbox me, I can't stand you. You're a fake fan. You're not even a Dolphins fan. You tried every team and waited on one to stick, and it was the Dolphins. People still believe this craziness because some of my haters on other channels put this image out there and people still believe it. Well, those are the people I call clowns because they probably still listening to these same people that have been wrong since day one on almost everything they have said. Almost everything, every excuse they have made or said have been wrong since day one. What I'm supposed to do with that? Not call out the clownery? Not call out the non-ball throwers that attacked me for years because I'm just trying to be honest? We got a better future ahead. I'm going to believe in my team. I'm going to ride with my team. We're going to finish this season out, and we're going to find us a good GM. I'm going to get my optimism back because it was stolen. Because I saw everything that's going on right now. I saw it coming before it even happened. And it was clear. It was like common sense. You could like just look at it. So we're closer to the end of that era. I'm going to put this era behind us. And I'm getting ready for this next journey with the next general manager who I don't know who it's going to be. Then hopefully the next head coach. And hopefully triple down, hopefully a franchise quarterback. One that I truly believe in. Please show me a prospect that I believe in and the Dolphins go get him. I'm over this era. And if it got to take one more year, I know it's ending. I know it's ending. The scary part about the 1 year is I probably would lose it in that 1 year. the Dolphins pop up and win 10 games and get in a wild card game and lose. And all of a sudden, let's keep going. You know, we're building. Remember, we're younger now. And these guys are going to get better, boy. If they hit us with that okie doke, boy, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose it. But we'll see. Man, we've been going for a while. I said I was going to open it up. But what we're going to do is Therapy Tuesday tomorrow. And I'll go live tomorrow for Therapy Tuesday, and then I'll drop the link and let people come in and vent their frustrations. We're literally at about to be 1 a.m. in the morning. I still need to shower, get me some rest, and get up at 5 to get these kids ready for school, man. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. Salute to all the real Dolphin fans that stayed down and true and wasn't scared to speak their mind and the truth about this team all of these years. Salute to y'all. Salute to those who still had faith. Salute to everybody if you're a real Dolphin fan. But at this point, everybody got to be honest. You got to be honest at this point. Any excuse come out your mouth at this point. Come on. I don't want to hear nothing about no injuries, Tyreek, none of that. We ain't got a playmaker. You need a playmaker at the position. Love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Fans up no matter what. Y'all come hang out with me tomorrow. We're going to start talking about how we're going to build this off season and what we want to look at first. We're going to go through this whole journey together. But I will see y'all tomorrow. Y'all stay blessed. Kiss your loved ones, all right? Kiss your loved ones. We have subscribers on this channel, people that hit me up, losing family members. We even subscribers on this channel. You would never know at home that we lose subscribers from the face of the earth. You know, so kiss your families, man. Cherish your loved ones. Football, this is just the game. Don't take it too serious, but you can always come to appreciate the friendships and the bonds that we build within the chat in this community right here on this channel in TD Phins Talk. And again, congratulations to everybody. We hit 35K. Proud of that. Now it's on the road to 35. Let's go add another 1,000 family members. You can help do that by sharing the link of the videos, telling people to subscribe, especially if you know they're a Dolphin fan, and tell them stop believing my haters. Because if they go check the track record, my haters have been wrong for years. They have been wrong. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all stay blessed. Fins up no matter what. Peace. I'm out.